Welcome back to GBRI's virtual tour of Breeze Up Sale consignors, and we're going to go and visit a legend of the game now, a man who's been selling Breeze Up horses for 30 years plus, and he's doing it extremely successfully, obviously, and that's the former jump jockey Malcolm Bastard. We're going to have a chat with him now at his base near Marlborough at Baden Hill Grange. Well, I'm delighted to be joined now by a man who's been consigning Breeze Up horses for a long time and very successfully too. It's the legendary Malcolm Bastard, who joins us from his base down near Marlborough. You're down that way, Malcolm, aren't you? Good morning.
That's correct, Wiltshire, North Wiltshire.
And how are things? I know it's been a tough time. Obviously, people like you have been sitting on the edge of your seats waiting for racing to get going again and sales dates to be confirmed and stuff. How have you managed to cope with that with you and your staff down there?
I sit on the edge of my seat all the time, all year round, actually. Luckily we've been able to continue as normal. We've been very careful, and the staff have been excellent. And touch wood, we've had no issues with the virus holding us up. So we've been lucky, really, a lot luckier than most people.
And I was looking at your website page earlier on as well. I mean, obviously, in an ideal world, there would have been what have had the Craven Breeze Up, the Guineas Breeze Up, separate Arqana and separate Goffs UK, etc. And now you've had to sort of focus your interests on the immediate sale coming. At least we've got a date to look forward to now, Malcolm, which must be really helpful at Doncaster.
Oh, absolutely. There's something to aim for. I don't think it's not been detrimental to any of the horses, mine or either of the other boys' Breeze Up horses. In fact, you know, the extra time might have made them all a little bit more mature and probably even readier to go if you're buying that type of horse from Fall of Hammer. So, you know, we're all very hopeful that it's going to be quite buoyant. There was an absolute rake of good horses last year that was sold at the Breeze Ups. There was 3 Group 1 horses, Channel, Donju Triumphant, War of Will, and a lot of really good horses. Ali, Trot Bow, Ocean Atlantic, Ali Raya, Kenzie Warrior, Et Indian. The list goes on. Some really good horses are coming out of the sales again at the moment. Yeah,
without a shadow of a doubt. And do you think there's more of a sort of is it a fashion thing rather than, you know, to go for the Breeze Up types as opposed to buying them as the yearlings and waiting them to come through? What are your thoughts about why they seem to have taken off in the last 2 or 3 seasons?
Don't really know, to be honest with you. I mean, the majority of people prefer buying the yearlings and producing themselves, but there's a major place in the market for Breeze Up horses, for the revenue that the Breeze Up boys put in, and the nice horses that people can purchase at the end of the day from us.
Yeah, yeah. And where did you source the horses you've got with you now, Malcolm?
Some of them have been sent to me, and some of them I've purchased in partnership with other people.
With your business partners, and yeah, great. And I was just curious, how tempting would it be if you had serious inquiries coming over, and no doubt people will be talking about money, and I mean, it must be difficult to know where you stand, or whether to wait for the sale or to say, look, that's not a bad offer, I'll take it. How do you sort of
we've had a few nice offers, but for me, I would prefer not to cherry pick and take the best ones out. I'd prefer to take them to the sales. We've looked at them every day through the winter and stressed whether they're going to be any good or they're going to keep sound or if they have any issues. So we've come as far as this. So, you know, I decided that with some of the owners that we'll go all the way and see what happens at the sales.
Yeah, fair enough. And what is it, Malcolm, explain to a novice like me, what is it that decides which sale you pitch them at? I know obviously, that's him having a word now. I know it's obviously, you know, Goffs Arqana have come together, haven't they? Is there a different type of
they have.
sale?
I mean, I think you try to spread your nice horses out a little bit. I think probably Doncaster's more renowned for the quicker type of horse, because that's an earlier sale than Arqana. And over the past 3 or 4 years, the results financially and on the racetrack have been very good from Arqana, as they are from Tattersalls as well. You just try to spread your nice horses out if you've got enough of them.
And over the years, could you give us some highlights of how well you've done at these particular sales?
Oh, well, we're one of the few people that have sold a classic winner. We had a ledger winner in Harbour Law. We've had a second in the Derby, Libertarian. We've had a third in the Guineas. Native Carney was third to Frankel, actually. I don't normally go for just the sprinting type of horses. I normally go for the 7 furlong to mile and a quarter type of horses. They're the type of horses I like, and they probably don't breeze as quick as other people's horses, but we get there at the end of the day, and I've been able to survive for maybe 33 years doing it, making a little bit of money along the way. And as long as we keep making money, I hope I've got a lot longer to carry on doing it.
Yeah, well, Malcolm, touch wood, you will be carrying on doing it for a long, long time, yeah. Harbour Law winning the Ledger must have been a great day for you, Malcolm. Really great
Yes.
result for the industry, I thought, actually.
Absolutely fantastic to win a classic. It's great to have a winner for anybody, but to win a classic is absolutely marvellous. You know, he was a nice big horse that was very backwards. He didn't breeze particularly quick, but I recommended him to Nick Cornwall, who bought him, and you know, he had a fantastic journey with him, absolutely fantastic. And now he's standing at stud and getting plenty of mares.
Yeah, delightfully. It's great. And it brings us to the point that you don't have to be looking at sharp 2-year-olds, do you? You're not looking at the immediate future with these breeze ups. I know you took Harbour Law to the London sale in the end at Kensington Palace, didn't you? But you know, there's more scope to these breeze up sales than most people might think.
Absolutely, they're not just all, you know, quick horses that are one run or, you know, may not train on after their two-year-old career. It's fantastic to have some 2-year-olds because I love 2-year-old racing, but you know, my preference is mostly to go for a middle distance horse, 7 furlong to mile and a quarter, as a lot of the other boys, you know, produce horses like that, but they don't necessarily breeze as quick as what you would expect the you know, the sprinters to breeze. But that's not detrimental. It's the style that they do it in, you know, that's important.
Malcolm, speaking of that, I wanted to ask you, I mean, there's almost an over-obsession, isn't there, with speed right now in the breeding industry. And there were even comments, you know, Kamiko won the Guineas and looked as though it was all set for a run at the Derby, but there were hints behind the scenes that the Derby might be avoided because it wasn't sort of fashionable to win the race from the breeder's point of view.
Well, I'm not sure about that. Is the answer? I mean, I suppose everybody tries if they've got a mare that's probably a 1.5 mile mare. They might want to go to a stallion that's probably a mile. Go to a mare that's a stallion rather that's a mile and a quarter to inject a bit more speed in it. But there's plenty of Derby winners that do exceptionally good at stud. I mean, Sea the Stars is an absolutely marvellous stallion. You know, he won the Guineas and the Derby. So some people like speeds. Some people, you know, want different horses. But all good horses have a certain amount of speed about them, and then they need to stay. Yeah,
well, and also his half brother Galileo wasn't a bad Derby winner either, was he? To be fair,
not too bad. Can't afford too many of those, unfortunately.
Yeah, who can? How have you found having to just readjust the preparation of them? You know, to try and keep them bubbling under, as it were.
Well, not a lot of difference really. We just do a nice healthy canter most days. And then probably, you know, 3 weeks before the sale, we might take them away a couple of times and just sharpen them up. So we've got excellent facilities here at home. So we've just been cantering away, and now we're getting closer. We'll take a few away to a different gallop and just sharpen them up and see how they behave there. But the preparation for most of the boys who do the breeze ups hasn't been a problem at all. It's just having a date to aim for.
Yeah. And on that score, Malcolm, if there hasn't been a date to aim for, you know, it's looked uncertain for a number of weeks. Have you had many inquiries about what you've got there? Because you've got some lovely pedigrees to show us in a moment, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's been a lot of inquiries, more than normal, in fact. And that's not just me as well. That's across the board. Everybody's been getting a lot of inquiries. So you know, we're very hopeful that it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I mean, the Breeze Up boys in total invest over £20 million sterling in horses in Europe. And that's not to be sniffed at. So we're all hoping that we're going to get our money back and hopefully a profit. So, you know, we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Well, I'd love to chat to you about the ones you've got coming up at Goffs and Arqana at the end of June, because the sale itself is on July the 1st. Should we have a look at them? We've got the showcasing colt. Is that the first one to start off with?
Yep, he's a bonny little horse. He's not over big, but he's extremely strong. He's got a very good temperament, very forward going, and he will be ready to run as soon as the fall of hammer. He'd have run by now if the sales had been earlier. He's quite a nice horse with a nice pedigree, and showcasing is a very good stallion.
I'm just watching a film of him walking across the yard. He's got a lovely sort of gait about him, hasn't he? He really has.
He's a bonny horse. He's very forward going, and he's a nice person to have around. He'll do well for a lot of people.
And showcasing speaks for himself, doesn't he?
Absolutely. I mean, he started off at a very small stud fee, and I think he's probably risen from maybe 7,000 or 8,000 up to 50,000 plus. He's a quality stallion.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Group 1 winners and all that sort of stuff. And that's out of a mare called HASAY. What about the pedigree?
Well, it's a nice pedigree. I mean, she has bred a couple of winners. A very nice horse called HASAY, which was by Speightstown, and that won twice, and won 55,000 in prize money. So it's a nice pedigree as well. He's not over big, but he's extremely strong, and he's ready to go. And I'll be very, very disappointed if he's not above average. He's extremely strong. He's very quick with a very good temperament. He's a nice colt. He's a very nice colt.
And actually, what I can gather, do you feel as though showcasing really stamps his stock, Malcolm? They tend to be quite sturdy and strong, don't they? Well put together.
Yeah, he gets a nice quality horse. There's no doubt about it. He's a very good stallion. They're strong. They've got some pace to them. They've got good minds. We sold a nice one last year, Will to Win. He won 4 out of 6. He's a very nice stallion. They're hard to buy, though. Everybody wants them. They're very hard to buy.
Yeah, well, he produces winners, I guess. That's the most important thing, isn't it?
He produces winners, and winners to a good level, a high level as well.
Yeah. And the next one I've got here is a Kodiac filly. Is that the one we're looking at next? 237 for Arqana?
That's it. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, don't forget Faith. Well, she's a quality filly. Very good action, really good temperament, bags of speed. She's not just a 2-year-old. She'll train on to be a nice 3-year-old. She's quite a quality filly that catches your eye every morning. Even amongst a lot of other very nice horses, she stands out.
I'm looking at pictures of her now. No doubt she's probably grown a bit since these pictures were sent to me, Malcolm. She looks as though she's got plenty of leg about her as well. She's got lots of scope.
Yeah, she has. She has got a lot of scope. She was very, very slow losing her winter coat, and she went through a growing stage, so we didn't chase after her, and the sales being put back have done her a favour. So she will fill out into her frame, but she's a nice filly. I like her a lot.
Yeah, lots of rain on her as well, hasn't she, by the looks of things? And
she's got size scope, and she just needs to get stronger.
And what do you make of Kodiac? He's proved to be exceptional, isn't he? He's got more and more successful as he's gone on. Yeah,
very, very good stallion at all levels. And now he's getting better mares. They're getting a little bit further. And he's just a top-class stallion. She's lovely quality filly. She's got size, scope, and strength. She catches my eye every morning when she's out in a big string of horses. She's got a nice action, and she's got some pace as well. Her half-brother's very decent in Hong Kong, who in fact was sold as a Breeze Up horse 2 years ago. She's a nice filly. I hope she'll do very well.
You got another one by him, a colt. I think this is lot number 53 for Doncaster. Is that right?
That's correct. And he's a half brother to 2 black type winners. Again, he's got a very, very good action. He's got an extremely good temperament. He's mid-sized. He'll be ready to get on, and he looks as though he'd train on as well to be a nice 3-year-old.
And a superb pedigree. I mean, Dancing Jest, the dam. I mean, I think he's a full brother, isn't he? To On Her Toes, it was a good filly for William Haggis a couple of years ago.
Absolutely, he is. He is a full brother to her. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And do you think you say he's got plenty of quality about him, Malcolm, for making a nice 2-3-year-old?
Absolutely, yeah. He's not just he's got enough scope about him to train on. Hopefully, this is the Kodiac Dancing Jest. He's scopy. He moves extremely well. He's got a very good pedigree, and hopefully we'll do okay with him.
Yeah, he has got lots of scope. Even I can tell from these Zoom pictures.
Yeah. He's got scope. Yeah, he's got scope. Yeah. So just needs to strengthen out a little bit more. But he's a nice quality horse.
And the other one we're looking at is a Street Boss colt, lot 354 at the Arqana sale.
Yeah.
Street Boss, I don't know him that well. I know he was quite a quick horse in the States at one time, wasn't he?
Yeah, an American horse, very, very, very quick horse in America. This colt would be the jewel in my crown. He does everything. He ticks every box. He's got size, scope, strength, a beautiful action. He's got plenty of pace, and he'll get 7 furlongs or a mile. He's one of the nicer horses I've had on the place for a long, long time.
Is he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's praise indeed.
Yeah, he's a little bit bouncy, but Street Bosses are like that himself, and Street Boss was like that. He gets on his toes a little bit, but he's not hot. But he's a very, very, very nice horse. Very nice.
Yeah. And is he showing you sort of plenty of ability, speed, as well as this bit of? You're obviously talking about him very, 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 very. You're very complimentary about him, Malcolm. What apart from his speed he's showing, what else is it that actually takes your eye, being the expert that you are?
He's got a very good action, a very smooth, easy action. He covers a lot of ground, but he does it with purpose. He doesn't cover a lot of ground, and he's sloppy. He's strong, and he can hold himself together. And he looks like he'll get 7 furlongs as well. I'm very, very hot on him.
Oh, great! And how big?
And I own some of him. Not enough, though.
Isn't that always the case? Yeah. How tall is he? Would he be 16'1"?
Oh no, he's not 16'1". He'd probably be 15'3½". Okay. But he's a quality horse, proper quality horse. For me, he's fairly special.
He looks really well. His skin's glistening, isn't it?
Yeah. Everybody's coats look good at this time of the year. You've had longer to get their coats right. We've actually been having some very cold weather down here. 2 or 3 weeks ago, we was having minus temperatures, and the wind's been very cold. In fact, I had some horses with summer coats early on in April that grew winter coats again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible when you consider that we've had the hottest May on record too.
Yeah, we had some cold winds down there, and so we had some minus temperatures as well. We had a few frosts. But he's pretty special horse.
Thanks for showing us all those lovely horses there. Good luck with the sale with them.
Thank you.
And talk to us again. The breeze up's a really important part of the sales program, aren't they? And the longevity of these 2-year-olds as well is good. They get careers and they last.
Yeah, they do, because there's no doubt about that at all. Because nice horses do last, and a lot of the pinhook buyers, everybody, all of the pinhook buyers try to buy a nice quality horse. You can't always afford the ones you want, but we stack the yearling market up extensively. Following horses in and bidding them up to a good level, and I think that the breeze up horses also last a long time. Not longer than yearlings, but that horses improve by doing a certain amount of work to increase their bone density. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of pluses for it, absolutely a lot of pluses for it.
Yeah, great. Well, we thank you. It's been great chatting to you, and we wish you all the very best going forward, not just at Doncaster Goffs Arqana, but beyond that as well for the rest of the year. Let's hope things settle down a bit for you.
Okay, that's really kind of you. Thank you very much indeed, Mike. Thank you.